Here we have a Razer laptop, 15-inch, that came in for no power. We already removed the back cover, so we can do an initial inspection on the board. Now, if you look at what the customer wrote, I was using my laptop normally, playing a game, and suddenly the laptop turned off. I tried turning it on, but nothing worked. So we know that we have a no power issue. Where do we start? It looks like the person may have opened up the laptop and probed around, because how else are we going to get those scratches? I did not probe anything on the board yet. I see scratch marks here, here, here. The charging connector is here. And I see some probing done on this, what looks like an inductor also. I see some here. Or maybe that's normal. I don't know. Look at this. I see scratch marks. Maybe it's not the customer. But I do see a scratch mark here and here. Right? I don't know. Let's just do our job and see if we can figure it out. What's all the marks that I see here? Look. Weird. You see, if I touch the probe on the board, it scratches easy. We see a lot of scratch marks here also. Maybe the person was playing, you know that game, the maze, where you have to go up and down to get to the end, start to finish. Maybe that person was playing that game. What is that game called? Okay, so we have two important MOSFETs that we should measure right here. That's one of them, and that's the other one. Based on my experience working on Razer laptops, meter and diode mode. And let's measure the drain on this MOSFET. No way. No way. We have a short circuit. 10 seconds in. Was it 10 or 15 seconds? We have a short circuit. Why so many short circuits? Every laptop that we work on has some type of a short circuit. That's how most laptops fail. Most of them, they come in with a short circuit. What can you do? It's good for us because having a short circuit on a motherboard, we should be able to figure out, or at least pinpoint, where the problem is coming from. What do we do when we have a short circuit? We inject voltage. But before I inject voltage, let me just quickly test that fuse, because I see a lot of scratch marks on it as well, right here. We have a short to ground. Is the fuse blown? And no, the fuse is not blown, but the fuse is shortened to ground. Shortened to itself is good, is okay, but shortened to ground is not. See? The fuse is shortened to ground. I mean, right now it does not make sense to test anything else on the board. We know that we have a short circuit and we have to take care of that short circuit before we do anything else. I'm going to start by turning on the end of that short voltage injection tool. Right now what we're going to do is inject voltage. I'm going to connect the ground probe to any one of the screw holes or the side USB connector. And we're going to inject voltage at the shorted fuse and monitor the board under a thermal camera and see what gets hot. You know the process by now, right? All right, so let's inject voltage at the shorted fuse. If I can remember where that fuse was, I found it. And 1, 2, 3. Anything getting hot on the board? The voltage injection tool is drawing 0.12 amps. Are we going to be able to see a short or any heat spot from 0.12 amps? I'm going to let go because I thought that one on top was a heat spot, but it's not. It's just a reflection. And I cannot tell. Oh, got it. Got it. You need eyes like a hawk to see where that heat spot is coming from. One more time. Last chance. Pay attention. 1, 2, and 3. See it? Off. On. Off. On. Off. Right here. Watch one more time. See it? I'm going to let go. Heat spot is gone. Right there. Now we have a shield here. Maybe we should remove it so we can see better. Look at this. Remove it. And let's inspect the board under the thermal camera again. That's our CPU. And something got hot below. Let me inject voltage at the fuse one more time. See it? It's more visible now. Right here. One more time. So right under the first inductor. Right here. Okay. Let's go back to our microscope. And like I thought, this one is the 8694 chip. I've worked with that chip before. The same as the 8690, very common on Razer laptops. I mean, we only have one option right now. Let's remove that DRMOS. Out. And I'm going to put it on the side. We do not know if removing that DRMOS will resolve the short, but one way to find out. Let's measure for a short circuit right here. And do we still have a short circuit? 1, 2, and yes, we no longer have a short circuit. Wow. We do not have a short circuit anymore. We got it. Hopefully our CPU is still good. I'm reading 0.31, and that reading will continue climbing until probably 0.4, 0.42. The board is still hot. And I'm reading 0.319, 0.32. Perfect. The short is gone. We do not have a short circuit anymore. I did not measure this fuse. I measured this one, but not this one. And this one is good. No short circuit. And it's continuous. Continuous. We do not have a short circuit anymore. We got it. We got it. So we can say goodbye to this chip. We do not need it anymore. Apply a river of flux, original Amtech 559 flux. Everything that we use in the shop here is sold on our site. We carry and sell all the tools. We are a distributor of original Amtech Flux. Just log into NorthridgeFix.com, click on shop, add to cart whatever you need. Flux, braid wig, hot air station, soldering station, thermal camera, microscope, everything. All items are in stock unless the item is not in stock. Add to cart, checkout, pay, and we almost always ship out same day. Anti-glare light on, awesome. We still have unleaded solder on the board, so let's try to remove unleaded and replace with leaded. I have two boards here. I think this one is an MSI board and not a Razer board, but I know that this one is a Razer board because of the red glue that we have around the chips. That's how Razer boards look like. This one does not have the red chips. So let's start with the Razer board and see if we have a similar chip. It could be the 9.0 or it could be the 9.4. And I do not even know if we can buy those chips locally. When I say locally, I mean from the US. And it looks like we do not have that chip on the board. Bummer. It looks like a different board. You see how we have the E6930 MOSFETs? It's not the same as the customer's board. They are using different chips on the customer's board. And I was wrong. That chip is completely different. I knew I worked on the 9.0 before, and I really thought the 9.0 was the same or very close in specs as the 9.4, but I was wrong. That brain of mine can no longer fit any information. It's full. I should try an external USB maybe. But that chip will not work. That chip will not work. What can you do? Let me put that chip back in case I need it in the future. Alright, it does not have to be perfect, but as long as that chip is there in case we need it in the future. We do not have any use for it now, but who knows? In the future we may need it. Let me check on this MSI board, and we do not have similar chips on here. What can you do? What, let me go back to the Razer donor motherboard. Maybe we can find that chip somewhere else on the board. Who knows? If we're lucky. It's very hard to be lucky to find that one specific chip that you need while making a video. Very hard. It doesn't happen often. If I'm not looking for that chip, I'll find it. But because I'm looking for it, I'm not gonna find it. Yeah, impossible. Impossible. Okay, so another laptop that we have to put on the side until we get that chip. But there's a very good chance that we will be able to fix the laptop by replacing that chip. If I'm able to locate that chip from any one of the donor devices that we have in the shop, I'll continue the video. Otherwise, we're gonna have to leave it until part 2 when we get that part. We're gonna end it right here. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Leave it down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll do something else in the next video.